the Hilltop Glove Podcast.
Welcome to the Hilltop Glove Podcast. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Tam The Viibe, a talented hip-hop artist, host, and curator of urban music events in Columbia, South Carolina. Tam's latest EP, 7 p.m., is deep thinking, chill vibes, creative discography. Her music draws from her personal experiences and those of others, which make it relatable, honest, and profoundly human. Tam's cool and eccentric demeanor inspired her stage name, Tam The Viibe. Which, pardon me on that. I'm gonna roll back. I got to. All right.
Roll back.
Roll back. I can't mess
I
up.
got all the time in the world. I don't know about y'all, but I'm cool. So.
Thank you. 3, 2, and 1. Welcome to the Hilltop Glove Podcast. Today we had the pleasure of speaking with Tam The Viibe, a talented hip-hop artist, host, and curator of urban music events in Columbia, South Carolina. Tam's latest EP, 7 p.m., is deep thinking, chill vibes, and she also has a very creative discography. Her music draws from her personal experiences and those of others, which makes it relatable, honest, and profoundly human. Tam's cool and eccentric demeanor inspired her stage name, Tam The Viibe, which reflects her professional and personal blend. Tam's music reflects the ever-changing vibes of life, which is evident in her songwriting. She pours her heart and spirit into every note, making her performances and interviews authentic and deep. Tam's personality and creativity shine through in her work, making her not just an artist, but an experience. Her music resonates with audience by remaining relatable and true to the human experience. Tam is a force to be reckoned with in the urban music scene, and her contributions go far beyond her music. As a host and curator of music events, she has created a platform for other artists to showcase their talents. Tam has established herself as a leader in the industry, and her creativity and passion have earned her a place in the hearts of her fans. In this episode, discover the journey that is Tam The Viibe. Thank you for joining us today. How are you doing?
Who y'all talking about?
I was just about to say,
well, that sounds good. I'm like, whoa.
You gotta do this real quick. Hit you with this real quick.
Get your autograph.
Yeah, man.
Great.
Yeah, thank you, Samaya. Thank you, Samaya. She made sure yeah, man.
Look, she done wrote me a new bio, ain't he? You know? Going in the
Pull a transcript, put it on your website.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Thank you. Nah, I'm good. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
Excellent. Well, we're happy to have you this morning. We appreciate you being on time.
I try. You know, like I told you, I'm not usually here for y'all.
Oh, man.
Talking about time, you know, like you said, you host events and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that help being on time and not being on time? How does
Good
that
point.
throw you off a little bit?
I think it depends on what I'm doing, right? So like my Speakeasy Thursday events that I do, like the doors, I always put on the flyer, the doors open at 8, show starts at 9. But of course, it's a Thursday, people getting off work, you know, they got to go home, do this to kids, whatever it may be, and then people start kind of getting dressed and flowing in. So sometimes, a lot of times, the show does not start at 9. I would let y'all know that, in case y'all
Sometimes don't.
It doesn't start at 9. If it starts at 9, it's a really, really good night. Like it's probably like a holiday or something, and people don't have to go to work or something. But you know, with that, I kind of play it more by ear. But I've done shows at like the Art Bar, where that was more like this is what this is. This is your set time. This is what you're doing. You know, this is the time that you have. We got to make sure that the DJ is loaded up. So, you know, time is whatever I say it is, depending on
Do you respect when people respect your time, though?
No, I definitely do. You know, when the artists that I book for different shows show up on time, that means a lot to me because time's invaluable, right? You can't get that back. You can't, you know, of course, you know, you say you pay people for their services, but you're paying them for like their service, but you're not really, you can't really compensate somebody for time for real. Right. You know, it's you can't put a price on it. Yeah. So I look at it that way. And because I look at it that way, I do try my best to respect somebody's time. Even if I know I'm going to run late, I'll say that like way ahead of time. Like I might be 3 hours before wherever I'm supposed to be, but I'm in my head like, oh boy, let me just say this just in case. And then if I'm on time, great. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not, they already know, you know.
I respect that because people can pivot when they know in advance.
Exactly.
And,
right.
You know,
right.
It's just out of respect. Like, hey.
Yeah, it's a respect thing. I'm real big on respect. So yeah, I try my best to respect people's time. Sure.
That's a big thing because I know our podcast, of course, is for millennials learning how to adult. We want to know how to be good in whatever industries we're in, whatever business we're working in. We want to make sure that we do things professionally and correct. And so one of the things I know that we always talk about, and we'll hit this at the end, we always like to talk about time management because the importance of time management and to making sure that you're going to be good and professional at what you're doing always crops up. It pops up in everything you're going to do. Time management, time management. Growing up, it's something that, depending on who you are around, it may have been emphasized. But for a lot of us, specifically for those in the culture, it's not a big thing. We run on our own time, but it's important to make sure that you have some kind of standard.
Yeah, no, and I think like, well, for me, growing up, my mother who raised me, she's old enough to be my grandmother, you know, so she was born in 1937. So, you know, I got raised real old school, real traditional, and a lot of it was kind of like, you know, societal politics, racial politics, you know. They already say black people lazy, you know, they already think black people late. So that was like, I had to. No, you got to be on time. They already say you're going to be late. You already think you're going to be late. And then like, sometimes when I'm late, I just hear it in my head. They already, I already knew I was going to be late. But yeah, no, that was driven into me. Certain things I just...
Because you took, like, that's why I said, that's what we appreciate. When we saw you coming in, we were waiting. Oh, well, she here.
She here.
You weren't ready. But
we were ready. We were ready. And like we were talking, like you said, even though you don't even live far away, you're like, hey, I want to make sure I don't do that thing that most people do when you live close enough. You think,
because I will do that. No, listen, you know where I'm most late, and I probably even say this at work. Going to other people's jobs. I'm you know. Like I had a conversation with my supervisor like the other morning. She ain't say nothing to me about being late because we usually walk in at the same time. So I just asked, I'm like, so you know, little 5-minute window, you know what I'm saying? Long we good? She like, good? I'm like, lunch too, little. She like, yeah, we good, you know, but yeah, no, when it comes down to like things like this, I don't know, you know, your passions and things drive you differently. But yeah.
Because you aren't working for somebody else. This is work for you.
Exactly. For sure.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So going back to your upbringing, tell us about were you born in Columbia, South Carolina?
No, boy. I'm from Day 43. I'm from Pawley's Island. Pawley's Island is an hour north of Charleston, like 30, 40 minutes south of Myrtle Beach.
Proper country.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Probably like the last little piece of that Gullah Geechee corridor before it stops. So like the thing about it is like
right. Yeah, we did.
So like the thing about it is right. You hear it in me in certain times because it's like inflections when you say certain like like when I say boy and stop man boy, you know, things like that or whatever. So you'll hear it comes out. I've been away so long. You know what I'm saying? But when like, you'll know like when I've been home though. Cause it's just, it's full on. Man, I just came from home. Man, my people cook me up everything, boy. It's just all types.
Like, where that girl from? Where that girl from?
Exactly.
They don't know what it is. Nah, seriously, that's I've lived in Charleston long enough to tell folks, and I'm my folks, they're geeky too, and my grandmother.
No, Charleston is very concentrated.
Yes.
You know, like it's almost like a whole, like they're like a country in them. Like Charleston is a different country in itself. Like they need their whole own thing.
They said down there. Well, I don't know if you know. So Queen Quet, she's the quote unquote the matriarch of the Gullah Geechee Nation.
Yeah.
They have their own flag. They have their own constitution. They're actually a recognized people.
Yeah. On Bible.
Yeah.
Bible translation. That happened not too long ago.
Yep. All of that. Just like any of the Cherokee nations, the Iroquois, any other, they're a recognized people. I'm like, for real? I'm like, yeah, she's the queen. So that's going from where you're talking about, from that Pawley's Island area all the way down to Florida.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
People don't think about it. They're like, what?
Now I remember when I first went off to college because I started when I graduated high school. I went to Spartanburg Methodist, and it was me and one of my friends that went there together. But there was like a pretty decent sized group of kids from Charleston that came up too, and like nobody had ever heard the accent. Like people, are you from Jamaica? I'm from Pawley's out. They from Charleston.
Why do y'all talk like that? Especially even when it's even when you get to Orangeburg, that culture how it gets up to Orangeburg.
Yeah.
I have a really good partner from Orangeburg, and man, I swore.
It's little in there and something too.
They be
Yes,
like Abo.
Yeah, and I'm
Abo.
like, where are you from?
Oh, that's all over the state.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to say both. You have to say both.
It's always boy. Yeah.
But also just talking about your background, of course, you being from Pawley's Island. This is one thing we always like to ask everybody because that how would you say that the story of where you come from is so big in your influences. Could you talk a little bit about your childhood experiences and what influenced you growing up to lead you onto the path that where you're at right now?
The radio was always on in my house.
Any specific stations you remember? I was like when people remember to call something.
It was like this one religious station, like that was local, like Radio Baha'i or something. I don't know, but like they like always did they always played, what was popular, but then like you always had like those spots where they preaching their religion, which wasn't bad. So I was getting everything, little culture and things. And all the music. But the radio was always on. My grandfather had a crazy vinyl collection. I always got in trouble for touching. So cause I'm a little older than I look. I just turned 39. So like I'm coming.
Girl, you talking about Black Dog Crack. I thought you was 24, 25 years old.
I thought you were younger.
Putting sauce on that thing.
Wow. Keep doing whatever you doing, and I'm going to talk to you afterwards and figure out what you're doing.
I
Good
tell you,
Lord.
I try to do people right. I drink water. I smoke weed.
Keep the vibe right.
Keep the vibe right. Yeah.
That's pretty much.
Hey,
That's pretty
yeah,
much.
Yeah, vibe.
But as far as like just coming up, like music was always playing. I found VH1 and MTV before I found BET. So like I honestly kind of like was seeing like, when MTV first started, it was just all rock and soft rock. So I saw Aerosmith and all these people kind of before Michael Jackson was a big, you know what I'm saying? So like I grew up with hip hop. I saw all of these, the moguls become moguls and so I think what resonated for me and was like, oh shit, I can do this was probably when I saw like the Brat, probably. Because I always knew who I was, right?
Yeah.
Like I always been a tomboy. Like ain't never been nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like I always knew who I was. So like when I saw the Brat, I was just like, oh shit, we can rap.
Yeah.
I can rap. Goddamn, we can rap. We gonna rap.
Yeah.
So that started, just me trying to put my own little words
Was that
together.
the first real solid female artist?
Probably, yeah. Because I did like, I saw Queen Latifah and I saw emcee, like, but I think because the Brat was so much like how I saw myself.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, it was that
real lyricism.
No, she was going off, and I was just like, and she rapping fast as hell. I don't know what the hell she's saying, but you know what I'm saying. But like I said, and she looked like how I saw myself.
That's what I was about to say.
That representation really meant something to me, even though I didn't understand it at the time. But that's why she was like my fave. But that started putting together my own little rhymes, but it was more poetry. Cause I was always like a quiet kid, a shy kid. So that was always just my way of.
You were shy?
You wouldn't think it, right?
When your birthday?
October 29th. I'm a Scorpio.
Scorpio?
There it is. There it is. Finally. We don't get many of y'all. Skip don't get me as sprinkle every once in a while. We don't get many of y'all. Yep.
Oh yeah?
2 days. Literally just 2 days. 2 days.
My boy.
Man, like mine.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's interesting because so you to have your thoughts processed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then coming up where we came up at, like there wasn't any type of hip hop scene or rap or music scene or anything like that. So it was all just TV and radio. And then once I got like middle school and started getting my own little money, because I was like selling candy and shit like that. Like
tell people about selling
I'm
candy.
trying to tell you, the greatest hustlers in the world started off in that candy, burning CDs.
Yep.
I was the one.
Yeah. Definitely
the
not the
margins on the candy hustle in the bus.
Oh, amazing.
Oh man.
They messed around. I remember they messed around. They built the Sam's Club in Myrtle Beach. And my cousin got the card. And I'm like, oh go, man. You gotta take me. We gotta go. That's when the hustle went up.
Yeah.
It was a wrap after that. But no, yeah, just doing, just watching through that lens and having to immerse myself in the magazines and in the media and things like that. The first time I got into like a studio situation, because I had my moments where I pop out, right? I always been introverted, but I had my moments where I pop out. So we was at a basketball game. Our rivals was Georgetown High School.
Georgetown High.
Bulldogs.
She talking about.
Shout out Bulldogs. They had a crazy homecoming just a couple of weeks ago. But I just ended up rapping. So at the time, one of the people that would come DJ the games was a guy named DJ Dynamite. And DJ Dynamite was PD Pablo's tour DJ. DJ Dynamite from Georgetown. He's still out there.
He is from Georgia.
That's my OG for real. So he heard me and he was like, "Hey, you gotta come to the house. Let's try to figure something out." So I'll go out to, cause he's Georgetown, but he don't live like, how that young.
I know how it is to live out.
So I'm out in the woods somewhere. We in the shed. I'm like 16, 17. My mom don't know where the hell I'm at. I'm thinking in my head, boy, my mom gonna whoop my mother. Don't know where I'm at. But went over there, he made a beat right then. And I wrote to it.
Oh, I have to ask, do you remember what he made the beat on? Because I just wanted to, just so like for the young folks listening, they be like, whoa, what?
I tell you what, no internet, no computer involved.
That's what I'm saying. When just made a beat.
Not a screen involved. It was just like some, matter of fact, like Hustle and Flow.
MPC,
just the old school MPC, and I think he had like a keyboard, and that was it.
Oh man, if you had the MIDI on the MPC, like it was over.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like the MIDI; it was just like regular big ass, yeah. And I was like, okay, so this is how this works. So I wrote them. I didn't record that day, so then Petey Pablo picks up. Can't catch up with Dynamite, but he doesn't let me go. He's just like, I got this guy named Adrian. And he records at his house. He's in Georgetown too. So he's like, go to Adrian because you need to keep going. So I go to Adrian, go to his house again. My mom gonna kill me. I'm just at these grown people's house. She don't know what the fuck I'm at. But
it's business, mom.
You know what I'm saying? But same thing. I go over there. He makes a beat. I write right then. I record it right then. So now I got a tape.
Oh, tell him a tape.
I got a tape, dog. Man, I go back to school the next, because I got a car. This is like my senior year, so now I got a car. So now I'm going back to school.
Playing the tape.
Bumping that thing. Woo! I'm a rapper, y'all. I'm talking about that shit was a minute. Literally a minute. It wasn't even that long. Like, but over and over again. Y'all gonna catch this minute over and over again. One for the two for the then so. I kind of remember it. Because the beat was real simple. Like, bum, 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 bum. We found each other on Facebook a couple years ago. Adrian, the guy, Adrian. We found each other. But that was like I turned 19 though. Fast forward, I turned 19 and I'm writing. I'm sitting in my room and I'm writing and I'm not writing about anything. I'm just putting words together. And that's not the music I listen to.
Got you.
Because coming up through the 90s, you're heavily influenced by real lyricism, things that make you think and feel like, for some reason, always in my mind, I always want to be like a hip hop Mary J. Blige. Okay. She's always been like the pinnacle for me as far as emotion goes. Yeah. Because no matter what you're feeling, Mary J. Blige got a record for you.
Mm-hmm. She do. Mm-hmm.
No matter what you're feeling, the highs, the lows, the in-betweens, whatever it is, you can go in that lady catalog and pull one out for yourself. So I always kind of wanted to be like that. I knew that I always wanted to say something. If I ever got a platform, I want to serve properly. I'm not putting it like that in my mind when I'm 19, but I'm just like, I ain't saying shit.
Know what you
I ain't talking about that.
Yeah.
Stop rapping. Stop writing. I just living life. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And then like probably when I was like in my mid-20s, I picked it up and started writing again. And then like 2017 is when I I guess I'm about to go for it.
Full force.
Yeah, because I knew I didn't know what I had but I knew that I wanted to serve. I knew that I wanted to say something. I knew that I wanted to like people the way that music helped me, you know.
Wow.
So that's why a lot of the music is, you know, people like you don't really have like party joints. I don't need that. But other people do that
So
shit. That's not what I
what
do.
is your vibe though? What type of vibe do you give off to your audience?
As far as like the music, once they hear it, or what I think they think beforehand. What I put out is honestly my life and other people's lives. I read a lot, so you know I educate, or at least I try to. You know, I like to phrase things in a way that you know, I was a history major. I have a history degree. Okay. Go Carolina. So a lot of documentaries, things I watch. So I was watching a documentary on Malcolm X, and he always does a speech. If you see an old video of him doing a speech, one of his guys is always in the back, and he always just said, "Say it plain, Malcolm." And I'm like, and his speech was always just, it wasn't up here. It was always like right here, where no matter who heard it, everybody could consume it and walk away with something. So I always tell people like, yeah, I can lyrical miracle and all of that other shit, because I could rap for real. Like that's one thing I always took my time at. I was like, I never wanted to be good for a girl. I just wanted to be good. I could rap for real, and nobody gonna take that from me. I know that. I stand up. But I always want to just, you know, make it so that everybody can take in what I'm saying and what I'm doing. I never want to talk above anybody's head.
Like that,
So where you're to the point where you're leaving people behind. You don't want to do that. And I want to touch on this point because you were saying this earlier, and this is what I'm getting from it. When you stop at 19, it seemed that because like you said, you weren't really putting any, like there was no meat to or substance to it. It's like you want to get life experience. Can you talk about the importance of having life experience and being able to make music?
It makes a difference to be able, because the thing about it is like, we all do the thing, right? When you're young, old people don't know what they're talking about. You know, it's not me. It's not going to be me. That happened to you. Times have changed. This isn't the same world anymore. You know,
clearly they ain't figured out.
Right. But I got raised old school, like I told you. You know what I'm saying? So I always had that wisdom there. Being raised old school, that means that everybody else around me was that much older too. So I always had wisdom. I always knew what that meant to have it. Because I had a lot of older cousins who I saw the difference between them and like other people I knew around that age, you know, 18, 19, 20, because they were reared the way I was reared. They didn't make some of the same mistakes other people made. And not saying we listen to every single thing, you know, that we're told or advised against. But, you know, certain things you can see that bus coming. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, I'm going to jump out the road. You know what I'm saying? So I always knew that if I lived and saw, and I'm from a small town, right? Like this, it's still nothing in Paultown, honestly. Like they built it up. You know what I'm saying?
But it's a place you go to retire.
It's a place, right? Exactly.
Right. It's a tourist town.
Right. Was arrogantly shabby. That's our.
Arrogantly. I like arrogantly shabby.
That's the name. That's the slogan, the motto for Pawley's Island. Arrogantly shabby. Like, quiet, cool,
some game.
Cool vibes. You go to Pawley's Island and shut the hell up. That's what you do.
It's not Myrtle Beach.
No, it's not Myrtle Beach, and it never will be.
Nope, never will be.
And never will be either. But like. I knew there was more outside of what I saw. And my mother, she always told me too, but she was well-traveled, well-educated. That's why I come from a line of educators. My grandmother was an educator. My mother worked in education. So I come from that. So they always told me there's so much more than what meets the eye. My mom gave me this rule. And I started telling my friends this when we were in high school, so that everybody was like, oh shit. My mom always used to tell me, you got 2 years to get your ass out of Pawley's Island, you're gonna be stuck.
Oh, so you were ready.
So she told me,
Yo.
she would tell me that from like 6th grade. She started telling me that. She's like, "Now you got to get the hell out. You're gonna be stuck as a curse, as a trap." Now, because now we Gullah Geechee, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So certain
I
things,
believe in
when
it.
you got a Geechee woman, an older Geechee woman saying certain things, you're looking you square through your soul, saying that you kind of believe it. But then as you get older, you know, and you start kind of seeing, okay, well, they graduated about 4 years, they still here. Damn.
Still,
Yeah.
You always come back. You gotta
Go-
go.
But you gotta go,
gotta
though,
go.
Gotta go.
right? Because once you leave and see that there's more out there, you're not gonna go back and
Yeah.
stay.
Right.
You're gonna be like, "Oh, I got to get the hell
Right.
out of here again and stay going." Because it happened to me. Like I had to go back home, regroup, and then come back or whatever. But the point was, I left, and I knew there was more. You know, so when you know that there's more out there to life, and you haven't gotten that experience, I did have that, knowing that I didn't have the experience. Like I knew I had to live to say something. Because what am I talking about?
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. I think
What am I
people are starting to see that now. Specifically this year, with it being 50th anniversary of hip hop, a lot of weird stuff happening right now,
Ooh, boy.
specifically in the news and etc. I was very perplexed by a statement that was made by Little Yachty. He said,
What he say?
I
What
quote-
Chachi say?
yeah,
Yachi.
What Chachi say?
he said, man, this hip hop music that's out now is whack. It sucks. It's not good anymore. I said, whoa, 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 whoa.
People
Nah,
thought that about him when he first
We've been
came
having
out.
the same conversation since Kip was telling us
Yes.
that our shit wasn't tight.
Say it.
But it's starting to reflect
It's a
in
quickening
in the
It's
money
happening
now,
quick-
though.
Yeah, they're seeing
Yeah.
it. It's the point that you're saying is that the music that is out there, the emphasis on life experience and giving you something that you can actually digest, that is
Mhm.
nutritious for your mind, body, and spirit.
Mm.
It's not being there. Even a little yachty knows that
Mhm.
it's missing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I really like that point that you're bringing up.
Because even
Yeah.
with like your stars that pop out, right? Because artists come out all the time, right? Especially since the age of the internet and social media and stuff. But like you still only have those stars that are like, they have that staying power. So who is that like in the past 10, 15 years? Like Drake, J. Cole,
He said,
Kendrick. But like all of
What
them.
did you mean?
No, and I get it because I have mine in order to. Drake may or may not be on my list at all, but but,
staying power.
but the
wise.
staying power and the reason why they have it is because you might go through Drake's catalog. And now we look back and be like, this guy just been toxic. He just been singing that shit.
Say it.
However, he is speaking into people's feelings,
Mhm.
though.
He is.
He is,
relate.
he's relatable.
He's
You
not just selling packs.
Exactly.
Comical?
J. Cole's up there
J. Cole,
speaking his
come on.
J. Cole
speaking
always
his mind, speaking his
Oh, he's
heart.
been coming after people recently.
Exactly.
scared.
I love it. I love Cole. Cole coming for everything. I love it. Kendrick, of course, we know that man is all
Art.
about making sure he delivers the art
Yeah.
properly.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But those are your people that had to stay in power. Even in R&B and stuff
Oh, my
like that,
Lord, yeah.
like the songs that pop out every here and there, because R&B isn't as big as what it used to be. The
Yeah.
songs that pop out is because it hits you.
Yeah.
It
Totally.
makes you feel something. So I think I always knew that. I always understood that. For ego purposes and for serving the people purposes.
I like
you know?
that you say that, serving. You got your head on
I like when you
correct.
said the ego.
Yeah,
That's something
yeah.
big.
Get your
when
head
you're
on
being a
correct.
creative, caught up in your ego.
It's like balance, right?
Yeah.
Like you just gotta know how and when to use it. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
let it use you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
and it wants to do stuff. You got to give it a little outlet. Because I tried
Yeah.
for years, man. Just stomp it out.
This man right
All-
here
all
does
it does
not,
is pull
he
me
does
to
not
strong.
want the ego.
You know what? Now I've come back around.
Okay, good.
No,
Because
no.
you need it. You need
gotta
it to
have-
motivate. Yeah.
You
This
need
is a healthy dose of it's not bad. It's just when
Right.
when you allow it to be the all in all, you end up like Diddy. But moving on to the next.
I did it.
Wait, but did he have a change of heart and come back and give everybody they? Oh wait, not.
Oh,
Oh, there's a PR stunt?
so you can have them sign NDAs. But
Oh,
coming
oh,
back,
oh,
coming
On-
back.
let me also add on songs that nobody wants to buy,
Yes.
use anymore, right?
Right,
There's
right.
no
right.
money. There's
Cause
no
that-
money.
Because
being
that publishing
generated.
only works like
Yeah.
who wants to put Craig Mack's flavor in your ear in a commercial
That's-
now?
Thank you.
Nobody.
you.
So they
Thank you.
gave him back something
Preach.
useless.
Preach. That's what I was telling
Anyway.
people.
Y'all go out and promote your own songs now. Try to get them played somewhere. Because
Get
I
it on a
ain't doing
Tide commercial.
Nah, that's like some of them had some hits though. Like Cause I was like a Bad Boy fan coming
Me
up. I
too.
had like everybody album and all kind of shit. Like some of them could probably go back around. TikTok could probably bring some of them songs
But
back.
they would have to go and do the work of pushing. But you're right. I mean, you're talking about. I mean, they're definitely bangers. Come on, because if not, we wouldn't be talking about it, right?
Exactly.
But yeah, that's a good point. That balance of the ego
Mhm.
and actually making sure that you're giving people something where you're serving.
Yeah.
I like that you say it. Like I don't really hear musicians specifically in hip hop say that.
Serving people.
Yeah. Like,
Being
because
of
I'll tell you,
service.
and I'll tell you this because this is weird. Because my brother, I'll tell you, because we
Mhm.
always worked in service industry in the sense of like doing service for people uh, in community work, right? And we would always find that we'd be the only black men there.
Mm.
And it was something that was weird. We were like, why are we the only black man here? And we're supposed to be out here serving. And everybody look like us, but no one wants to go serve us that looks like us.
Yeah.
And so it's nice when we see other people who are quote unquote outside the norm doing stuff like that, because you don't realize your value. Your value is high, and it's very appreciated to see it.
I think because it's more personal.
Mhm.
It goes beyond the music. Like I've been in like different times of my life, very dark times of my life, where I've been praying, and I say to God, like, listen, whatever you need, whatever, I'm gonna serve you and I'm gonna serve your people. Just pull me out of whatever I'm in. And I mean that.
Yes.
One of my things, I know I've said this a million times to God, make me great and I'll make you greater. You know what I'm saying? So when I say serve the people, it's not about the music. Like, cause I serve in a lot of different capacities, right? Like I do these shows. I know a lot of people think, oh, she does this for money. I make no money off them shows that I do. I don't make no money off those shows. On
Be honest.
Those Thursdays that I do, I don't make no money off those shows. I pay my staff.
Yeah.
And I go home. I might come home with like $40, maybe. I am providing a platform
There you go.
for other artists that are like me that don't have a platform, a consistent platform. I'm giving them something and I'm putting them in front of people they would have never been in front of otherwise. I'm giving them an opportunity. And that's something that I didn't have. I had to create or I had to fight to get. So if I can just give this to you, I can't pay you, but make the situation work.
So talk about your events that you host and provide and curate in Columbia, South Carolina, because some people don't know.
So my personal brand is The Vibration. And my most consistent, it's about to be a year for it. My most consistent event is Speakeasy Thursdays. I host it. Airborne Audio is my DJ. And he's the most bestest DJ in the whole wide world. Once you're not talking about you when you're not in the room. And then Cree is, she works my door. She makes people feel welcome. She helps me, book people for the shows. Cause sometimes I'm just, and she'd be like, nah, Tam, put this person on, shut up. And then I'd be like, okay. All right, cool.
It's good to have that person,
but I do that. When I started off doing it, I was doing it at a club downtown. They're no longer open, but I was doing it every Thursday. I was booking talent. So it's spoken word artist, an R&B singer, and a hip hop artist. And it's a neo soul vibe. So it's not like any jumping up and down and you're gonna sit down, you're gonna smoke this hookah, you're gonna eat these small bites, take these shots, we gonna vibe. You feel me? Real chill stuff.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, it's a platform for I don't like saying local artists, but I mean they local.
Indie, independent.
That's what I like to say.
There we go. Indie artists. There we go. Indie artists to do what they need to do. And the reason how I got into it is because the club that I started at, they want to do the event, but they didn't necessarily know how to
put it together,
tap into that world and put it together. So they asked my boy Quasi, Black Nerd Mafia, to do it. So Quasi's
shout out Black Nerd Mafia.
Yeah, sometimes Quasi will delegate. And he'll be like, yeah, Tam, you do it.
Delegating.
He was delegating.
Delegating?
He'd be like, yeah, Tam, I think you're better at doing it. And I was just like, I'll do it. And I was like, I probably had a week to do it, like put it together initially, but I was going. Since then, every single week, had to change venues, business things, because I'm a businesswoman. Besides from being a rapper, which camera I'm looking into? Besides from being a rapper, I'm a businesswoman. Play with me, don't do it. So I had to
I'm
switch.
a business.
I had to switch venues.
Uh-huh.
And so I started doing it just twice a month because I didn't want to overwhelm myself. Because trying to find, because the thing,
Speak on that specifically
On the
for our audience
hardships.
about limiting.
event.
Yes, tell them.
you don't
tell 'em.
want to, because the
Tell
thing about it is putting together an event and making sure your event is quality.
Mhm.
Because that's what I got known for. Like
Mhm.
I had people say, "I'll come to you an event, and if local or independent artists are going to be there, I'm fine if you're hosting because I know it's going to be quality." So now I got that label. I can't give you that every week and make sure that it's quality. Because now at this point, I'm going to just be putting anybody on, and I don't do that. I just started doing open mics too because I want to make sure that everything was quality. But now that I'm doing the open mics, I think because I had that reputation, people don't just come on and just do whatever. They know they gotta
They know
be
what
on
it's
in the right crowd.
yeah, they gotta be on that shit when they do it. And then from there, I'm also finding new artists.
Good.
Because there's been plenty of artists that have done the open mic, and I'm like, you want to do a feature set, in the next 2 weeks at the same event, So that's pretty much what I do.
Fun.
That is
Yeah.
actually. I like how that.
Community development.
Yeah.
You're your own A&R.
I'm trying. What's crazy is I've been hosting. I've been performing all year and hosting all year, but I've been performing away from the city. I don't really perform at my own event, so there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people don't even know I rap for real.
Think you're
they just think I'm just some funny motherfucker that hosts the show.
Yo,
I mean, that seems like a conscious choice.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
I have my own opportunity.
You don't want to take the light away from.
Yeah. Like, why am I?
Hey, I like you even more. Yo, for real, you really like this?
Scorpios,
You
they
really
like to put
like
people on.
Yo, y'all do.
Scorpios,
Y'all do.
I believe in a lot of people,
Yeah.
especially like the people that I'm around the most. Easy, Miller, Airborne, Kenyon. It just, y'all know who I'm usually around. I believe in those people so much. I probably believe in them more than I believe in myself, and I know who I am as an artist. You know what I'm saying? So,
That says a lot.
Again, we serving people, we loving people. So, my light's never going to dim because I'm giving somebody else their own light. I'm very secure in who I am. So I don't have to, let me open up the show. I ain't gotta do all that. Like, I know who I am because even off of just hosting, people still like, damn, Tam, cool. Can you come host this for me? Or can you sing? I'm still me.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna get my shine regardless of if I'm in the background or if I'm in the front, whatever it is. What's for me is not gonna pass me by. So knowing that and being secure, believing that for real, because people say a lot of shit ain't really real about their shit for real. But I mean that, and I know it. I believe it for real. So no, I don't have no problem with it. I don't got to. I don't need to. I'm straight. This is for you guys.
Well, and then when you're out there doing other stuff outside of the city,
Yeah.
it's like you opening up doorways. Because then if somebody's like, "Oh, this is really good," well, I've got a whole crew also that I can be
waiting in the back.
Next sentence every time.
Waiting in the back.
Yeah, it's where I come from. Yeah. Nah, I was just in it.
It's more of a surprise. I'm proud of you.
I'm gonna put the gang on. But I believe in, like I said, I believe in what we're doing. I believe in my people. This year, Arts and Droughts, Columbia Art Museum, they hit me up on the fly and was just like, we lost some artists and we need book, blah, blah, blah. And they was like, call Tam The Viibe. So they called Tam The Viibe. However, I played with Easy Moonstone, my band.
Oh.
But I didn't, you know what I'm saying? But they called me. I was like, it's me and it's 5 other motherfuckers too.
Yep. We rolling together.
They were like, okay, well, how many plug? Yeah. Call somebody else, ask about the input. Just know it's more than me.
What inputs do you need for this?
Exactly. Whatever. Yeah, they're coming.
But if we can do that, we can do that. Even still, like what Miller did at the Edition earlier this year. It was just a show they pre-recorded and they put it out on YouTube. Real cool vibe. And Miller did it, and she included us, background vocalists. Everyone was DJing. Like, it was you know what I'm saying. Then at the Edition saw us at Columbia Museum of Art and asked us to come do at the Edition. So now Miller's there with us. It's just a cyclical thing. Like, you gotta
the energy that
Yeah.
put out
And
creation.
scratch my back, I scratch
Scratch
your
yours,
back.
yeah.
Community, Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
I
garden
like that.
mentality instead of just trying to harvest all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't leave children behind. This ain't the Bush
Man.
administration.
Talk about like you handle a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
how do you like mentally stay balanced? Like work-life balance.
Please.
Like, you have a
And back to what we were saying.
work
Time management.
I know
Yeah.
that snicker.
Shout out Cree.
Yeah,
Shouts out.
You can't do stuff by yourself.
Mhm.
You know, the things I know that not necessarily that I can't do, but that aren't my strengths.
Mhm.
I'll reach out to somebody and hit them with a text or a call. Can you help me do this? Could
Yeah.
you take this over me? Or sometimes I just text Cree and just be like, bro, I just can't. It's too much.
Not
I
today.
can't. I don't want to help. And she's like, okay, gotcha.
Got you.
You
Yeah.
know? But the days where I am adulting properly.
There we go. There you go.
The days I am adulting properly, yeah, it's water, meditation. I work out at home. There's a gym at work, so that helps. Because I pop downstairs to the
Cool.
gym and do like a little quick 10 minutes or something real fast.
Mhm.
And that does a whole lot. I try to eat the right things. Because I've been depressed, like in a deep depression before,
Mhm.
and knowing like that the nervous system and the brain and the stomach, and knowing that
Like
you know you putting in certain things, like so I try, and it don't work out too good, you know.
At least y'all.
Yeah.
But I try.
You can't do everything perfectly.
You know, I'm anemic. I be trying to eat spinach, like it's
Me too, girl.
hard.
Gotta let you think.
Yeah.
Over here.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
yeah, but no, I definitely just ask for help. I know my limits.
Mm.
I don't have a problem with saying no. If I
Mm.
just can't, I'll say no. I think that
Preach.
helps.
Make sure-
Boundary
yes.
setting helps.
Yes.
Because like
Boundaries
I was saying earlier, like you don't have to be everywhere. You know,
Yeah.
if it's not beneficial, you know, do the things that you want to do that you're genuinely passionate about. You don't have to chase every dollar.
No, you don't.
All good money ain't. All money ain't good money. Shit, all people ain't good people.
Preach. Yeah.
There's a lot more times I turn something down because of the person and not the money.
Good points. Good points. I got to say this before we're gonna wrap up, but we gotta allow you to do this, man.
Mhm.
You gotta plug yourself. Know where they can find you,
Oh,
where you at,
okay.
where all your stuff is. Are you selling something on the side of the road? Where can they meet you? All that good stuff.
Where is the
Current
venue?
project.
Yeah, where's the
show?
venue?
Current project.
I'm saying about Speakeasy. It's called Hookah After Dark. Hookah After Dark is in Sand Hill.
Okay.
It's across from Champs, right across from Mr. Seafood, right next door to Mencoy. It's like a very narrow door. If you don't,
You gotta look for it.
you gotta look for it.
Look
That's
for
why I just gave you all those landmarks.
Smart.
But people know where Mencoy and Mr.
Yeah.
Seafood is,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you'll definitely. It's right. Mencoy, Hookah After Dark. So you can find me at Hookah After Dark on the 2nd and 4th Thursdays. We do, like I said, my Neo Soul event. At Tam The Vibe, TamTheViibe, 2 eyes.
Yes, 2 eyes. Make sure.
Make
I was
sure.
looking bad. I was putting in that one eye,
Yeah,
and
we
I was
You
like,
gotta put the
person's
2
not
eyes
existing.
in.
2 eyes.
Guys, vibe with 2
Two
eyes.
Maybe
2
3
eyes.
eyes in the future. but
Can
two.
you see?
Yeah, I see it. I
Can
see
you
it now.
see?
I see.
Vibe with 2 eyes, because
Yeah.
I can see. Might change it 3. I've been saying that lately, but that's because I was in a session lately with Easy, and I put that in the verse. But I really might change it to 3. The
yeah.
way I've been feeling lately,
Yeah.
I've been feeling like
Higher level.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
I know.
third
Open
eye.
it up.
Yeah,
Open it up.
Yeah.
Change that marketing when you can.
I just might.
4-step
Yeah, we were talking
database.
about that earlier.
If Distro
Oh,
Kid
yeah.
let me,
Oh.
they be tripping.
We'll work on it.
But yeah, Tam The Vibe on everything.
Yeah,
All that's
no lies,
uniform.
no
Hey
lies.
kids, make sure that
Right
your
now on it.
socials are uniform, okay? 'Cause don't nobody wanna look at Tam The Vibe. Then
Listen.
on Twitter, at Tam The Vibe 24/7 on Instagram. That's stupid. Make all your social medias the same thing if you can. But yeah, it's at Tam The Vibe on literally everything that I'm on. So if you type it in and I'm not there, I'm not on it.
Easy enough.
Music is the same thing. Tam The Vibe on all of your streaming platforms. Like you said, my latest EP, 7 p.m. I am about to start writing, recording music, trying to load up the clip for next year.
Hey.
I've been just in the streets and outside. I don't have
You
no
a busy
music.
person.
But now that I know Airborne off work today, we might go do
Uh-oh. She said, you here, so I know you off
Clock
work.
in.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
no, the one thing I know, my boy was gonna be at work. He'd have been there, my guy. But yeah, no, but yeah, y'all stream the old things. I do have some content coming up.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet, but basically, while I'm recording new music, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna talk about some of the old music, just kind of give y'all some background and why I might have written something that I wrote or break
Be
down some
vulnerable.
songs because
People like that.
I
love them artist convos.
it's like my approach is simple. Like I say it plain like Malcolm or whatever like that. But I be doing some shit, and I don't think people be catching what I
gotta
do.
break it
You feel
down
me?
for
Like, I
'em.
gotta
Bring
break
their
it
attention to
Yeah.
it.
and just let y'all know I rap for
Yeah.
real. You feel me? But yeah, that's all my plugs. Speakeasy Thursdays. Anytime you see the vibration and the fly, y'all make sure y'all pull up. Anytime you see Black Nerd Mafia, the
Pull up.
fly, y'all
Pull
make
up.
sure y'all pull up because that's game.
Yeah.
Game.
Talking about quality events, good
Quality.
people, fun times,
And a vibe.
and a vibe.
And
Well, I want to thank everybody for listening to this episode or watching this episode of the Hilltop Glove Podcast. I'm DJing what?
Tamaya.
Mike.
And our esteemed guest.
Tam The Vibe with 2 eyes might change it to 3 though.
Yeah. And we're in the building. We appreciate you all listening. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.